The only missing link was to understand how and what elements exist in our environment, which is causing analysts to make these mistakes.
We came to believe that solution must solve analyst problems. We achieved results that no other pharma company has ever achieved in such a time. Lupin is a significant player in the market. We have a presence in more than 100 markets globally with multiple manufacturing sites and research facilities.
So in pharma labs, one of the key parameters which gets evaluated is the quantum of invalid OS and lab incidents that gets generated on a monthly basis.
QMS have a serious impact not only on the lab but also on the plant capacity, because if any OS OOT happens, we'll take investigation, then hypothesis, and we have to prove it whether it was happened with the same way or not. During this time, we will lose significant time of the analyst, laboratory, chemicals, everything is involved, and it will become the bottleneck of the plant.
Human error or analytical instrument error as well as analyst error are playing the major role in the incidences or OOSs. As far as the analyst is concerned, when he comes in the laboratory, he starts immediately thinking in his mind that I have to complete these activities in the 8 hours.
And apart from this, the reviewer is frequently following up for the clarifications and other details.
And in that, the common mistakes are happening like wrong weight, wrong flask selected, wrong pipette selected.
Solution for this usually is seen as either more training or checklists. In the hindsight, we tend to observe same and similar mistakes tend to continue.
We have seen that not only a junior but also senior members are also doing the mistakes, similar mistakes.
Now, the only missing link was to understand how and what elements exist in our environment, which is causing analysts to make these mistakes.
We came to believe that solution must solve analyst problems.
So the entire solution was modeled into 3 steps, 3 essential blocks. The first block was to release the analyst capacity. And when I say releasing the analyst capacity, we wanted to understand where the wastages are.
We are providing them glassware and what are the required things at place. So analyst is utilizing his productive time for analysis.
We set up the instrument right for the analyst so that they have spare time to focus on methods of their own analysis and preparing sample and solution. With capacity released, analysts had more time to prepare test properly and patiently, and following existing SOPs or STPs properly and setting up instruments properly.
The addition to this was to introduce a division of activities.
What we did was we broke this by breaking the time of 8 to 10 hours into work centers, into relatively smaller work packets, by making it possible to complete the task before the shift time. This reduced the cognitive load. This helped reduce human errors. In addition to this, adherence to instrument checklists and newly defined standard for upkeep of instruments improved. Now, the moment these errors started coming down, every event which we were analyzing started being looked at from systemic gaps rather than looking at isolated events, which explains only a partial story. When these events started to get evaluated in this fashion, a lot of analyst errors which were being assigned as analyst errors started getting converted into issues which were legacy method issues or method with incomplete clarity.
So in this third step, what we try to do is we make that knowledge explicit. And by doing so, the clarity comes to the analyst.
The approach to investigation of any event also underwent a transformation, which identifies any new pattern which is coming up and fixes that so that errors do not repeat. In our quest of improving laboratory controls, which is a key regulatory ask, we achieved results that no other pharma company has ever achieved in such a time. We could achieve 5 sigma level in invalid OS. We started in CY20 at 424 ppm and reached to 227 ppm, a reduction of 46%. In lab incidents, from 21,666 ppm or 21,666 ppm in CY20, we went down to as low as 6 to 1889 ppm in CY23, a reduction of 70%. We have presented our story in CII and ASU, and both the places we have won awards.
When the errors were not there, the investigation time what the people are spending is zero, and that automatically converted into productivity, and that indirectly or directly work-life balance is also managing.